So, a lot of scamming has been happening on the African continent, and today's topic will be me dissecting why Black people are such an easy target for these scammers and how they can avoid it. I'm going to hold some of you accountable, and I'm going to give some of you some tips and tricks on how you can avoid scammers on the continent. So, let's dive in. Hi there, my name is Janita Maaya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For more content just like this, please stay tuned and do subscribe. Number one would be, why would you trust someone who wasn't an expert in the United States to suddenly be an expert in Africa? Like, it doesn't make sense. Someone who didn't have a title of being an investment banker, a contractor, a real estate agent, a broker, like some of you may call them, they didn't have that title in the States. So now that they've stepped on African soil, you think they have that title, like they went to school for it? They know the laws and regulations that run that particular title? No. So why would you trust and give all your money to this individual just because they tell you, hey, I know I wasn't a realtor in the States, but in Africa, I can easily get you land? Like 1 + 1, it's not making sense, and it doesn't make sense, obviously. You know, I would never go to a hospital and find a doctor who tells me like, yeah, I like medicine, so I'm going to treat you. No, I actually need someone who has trained for this, who has studied for this, to be able to treat whatever disease it is that I'm having at the time, right? You know, it just goes for everything. You can't just trust people blindly and think just because you're the same skin color, or think because these are your people that are from your area or from your land, then you think that they have your best interest at heart. Like, business doesn't work like that. You should not be able to trust someone with your savings just because you like them and you've watched a few of their YouTube channels, you know, a few of their YouTube videos. So now you think this person has an expert opinion on how to maneuver that particular department. And you know, people have to be really careful with those things. You know, you don't have to be so trusting of YouTubers. And I know I say this as a YouTuber, but sometimes people relocate. They've given up that source of income. So them being on the continent, they see, you know, how can I make money? And they see, oh, maybe I could sell some land. The land is not verified. They're taking people's money. And just like that, they have your money. But you do not trust anyone, you know, who wasn't something, all of a sudden to be something. Now, I understand some people think, oh, it's just Africa. You know, I can be anything I want in Africa, and it's African soil. I can also be corrupt. It doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be able to trust someone just because. Let's watch this clip.
I see that now a lot of hookup girls in Cape Town are now into real estate. All of a sudden, they are now real estate agents. And guess what? They are scamming a lot of people. Most of these guys are being scammed daily, weekly, monthly. Because how can you pay 30K for a 15K apartment? It doesn't make sense at all. Yes, you want to make money, but how do you do that? On top of it, you want double deposit, double rent, double this, double that. Like, how does it work? Do these owners even know what's happening? Because I feel like people don't talk enough about this. And now the police are involved because a lot of guys are complaining and reporting it to the police. So if you're one of those girls who are busy scamming people with your real estate business, whatever, you need to stop. Because once the police find you, you are in trouble. And you will have to pay those people back. A guy from the UK literally told me that he got scammed by a real estate agent in South Africa. A girl. Mind you, the place wasn't even that expensive, but Miguel made it seem like it's super expensive. Fine. When he got the hypo, someone was already in the place, so he couldn't have a place to stay. No, ladies, do better. I know we all want money, but that's not how it goes and how it works.
Now, granted, that particular clip is talking about the Badies in South Africa that are doing the most with the real estate scams. But I want you to kind of turn that and think of it as these people the YouTubers that come to Africa and then all of a sudden turn into real estate agents. Like, please look at them twice. Like, do not just go ahead and give people your money. Now, I know someone can pose the question, Janita, you also have a consultation firm. And I have also talked about helping people get land. But I don't know if you're very particular in all my content. I never say I am a realtor. What do I say? I say I can help you get in touch with the experts who I trust, who I have used before, who I can vouch for, trust, used before, vouch for, and then those experts can be able to help you in your journey to purchase land. I'll repeat that. With Maaya Consultancy, I know I say I can be able to help you get land, but I never say I am a realtor. What I do provide is I am your cushion. Is it a cushion? Like I am your, not the English running out. I am your connection. Personally, with my consultancy, I am basically your go-between. You can call me a middlewoman, by the way, if you want. It's fine. You can call me what you want, right? So I basically connect you to those experts who are experts in their field, certified, have licenses from the government of Uganda. They know what they're doing. They know the laws that regulate their department or regulate that industry. They are the experts. So those are the people that I help you get to. Now, the scam that's happening is that what you're not seeing, I'm sure it's now blown up, like now everyone is aware, is that these people were posing as realtors themselves. Now, mind you, they were not realtors. They just had access to some land and they decided to just go ahead and do their thing. But you need to be very cautious. You need to be very vigilant when doing land transactions. Guys, land transactions over here are not like black and white. You need to be really, really careful. But that is not to throw you off and say don't buy land or don't be a landowner. By all means, be a landowner. Buy all the land that you can if you have the money. And once you get in touch with the right people who can be able to help you in your journey, then you can go on. Now, this second point actually ties into the first point. You know, some of you overlook the locals, and I don't know where that stems from. You know, story for another day. I'll get into that another day. But some of you overlook the locals. You overlook the people who are born on the land, in the land, you know, born there, people who have done business there, people who have grown up there, people who have studied there, people who have made their connections there, people who have developed relationships from there. You overlook all the local experts, all the local people, and what do? You overlook the local people and you go to the people who just arrived. Cue that I just arrived. You know, the meme of I just arrived. People who just arrived on the continent, 1, 2, 3, 4 months, talking about I can help you buy land. And you're out there believing them? Now, those ones have been here a few years. No, also those ones can be scammers. Sorry about that. You know, those two can be scammers. What I'm saying is the ability, like this is exactly how scams happen, because you ignore all the experts who have actually studied for these, who have put their blood, sweat, and tears into becoming who they are, you know, attaining that title, and then you just run to someone. Once again, just because they look like you doesn't mean they're looking out for your best interest. Just because they come from the same area as you doesn't mean they're looking out for your best interest. You need to exercise caution when you're dealing with certain things. You need to exercise common sense, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry I'm being so harsh, but it's needed, because the way these scams are happening, it's needed. And mind you, me who is also talking, I was scammed some time back. And I needed my friend to call me and be like, what is wrong with you? Are you not fine upstairs? Like, where was your mind when you were getting scammed? You know? Now, those ones got me in a different way than how these land scammers are getting you guys. But we'll get into that. You need to stop ignoring experts. You need to stop ignoring realtors, investment bankers. How many more are there? Realtors, investment bankers, lawyers, agents, surveyors, all these guys who are involved in the process. You need to stop ignoring them, you know, and running to someone. I think sometimes because you feel like that's familiar, that's what you know. I mean, they look like you, they sound like you, they know more about where you're coming from, they understand the system, so you think you can trust them more. But there's a reason why they're local experts on the ground. Not to say that local experts are not also scammers. I've done multiple videos about that, how you can avoid scams and whatnot. Look at my channel, you will find them there, under relocation videos. I've done so many videos about that. You can find that there, but the emotional bit of it needs to be thrown out, guys. Money, yo, anything dealing with money, like, you need to put your feelings out of it. And I know you can't say human beings are emotional beings, that's true, but you need to step out of your feeling and then be able to, think with your 2 feet and say, you know what, this is wrong. I can't just trust someone. They are just arrived. That's what I'm calling them. I just arrived. Those are the ones I'm talking about. They are just arrived. Like, please, what do you mean you just arrived and now you're trying to sell land to your people? And now you're trying to sell a cause. Friend, come out of here. The third one is, just because they look like you, I've said it again, just because they look like you doesn't mean that they are there for you. Now, these scammers will use this whole unity. We are rebuilding Africa. We need to look out for each other. We need to return to the motherland. It's all about Pan-Africanism. Listen, when you hear when you hear such people who are like in all that, oh, we need to build, we need to, do the, not to say it's wrong. I like the idea of it, but where are the results? You can't just say that and then charge people high prices for consultations, charge people high prices, overcharge them, double charge them to be able to access something just because you're talking about unity. Where is the unity when you're charging them those exaggerated prices? Where is the unity in that? Where is the building the motherland in that when you're doing all that? Being black doesn't mean someone is trustworthy. What makes someone trustworthy is the results, the credibility and transparency. Like, what have they shown you that they can do? What have they shown you that they have done? That is what you need to be looking out for, not just because, oh, someone is black. They're talking about wanting everyone to come to the motherland, wanting to build the motherland, and then you're like, okay, yeah, take my money. I will say they're good marketers, because the way some people are giving them money, just like, what are you telling someone to give you that amount of? It's a lot of money. People are giving up their savings. How are they getting convinced? That's what they call a salesperson. Like, they are doing their sales job well, but that does not mean they're experts in buying or selling land or anything like that related to the continent. The fourth point would be that desperation is a vulnerability, and scammers feed off that. The gentleman in the previous video talked about how when these scammers come with emotion, that's how they get the people. They put the emotion into the business deal, and that's how they're getting away with what they're doing, because they add emotion to everything. I know I made a statement and I said, oh my God, how are they getting all this money? And this could be it. It's that they involve the emotion into whatever it is that they're selling, and it's because of that they're able to do what they're doing, and they're able to get away with so much, because of trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, we can do better, oh yeah, there's better. And it's very understandable, because so many Americans have dealt with racism, the microaggression, the tired of the grind, the pressure is too much, and they're looking for an outlet, or they're looking for their plan B, or a way out from the matrix. And the way out can sometimes be coming to Africa and starting something for themselves, so that they can live life according to their terms, and I get it. It's very understandable, but sometimes scammers use that to their advantage. They sell you all these visions of what life could be. You could own a house with a view, with a beachfront, with a lake view. You could own, you can do so much. There's no headache with doing things like high returns, like the high returns on whatever it is that you decide to do. There's like no legal backing, there are no guarantees or anything like that. Like, they feed you this dream of what Africa can be for you and how you can be able to live your best life here, but then you buy into it, and that's where they get you and your hard-earned money. That's where they're getting you from. They sense that sense of belonging, that sense of it's a sense of belonging. I think I mentioned this multiple times too on my channel, and I talk about sometimes some black people that I've seen come on the continent have this whole, they want a welcome party, to say, for lack of a better word, they want a welcome party. in whatever African country they choose. They want to be welcomed, and they want to be, oh, my brother, welcome home. My sister, welcome home. That's something that some people are looking for, that sense of belonging, that sense of, I went through all that shit wherever it is that I am, and now I'm back home. Like, I can finally rest. But it's not, it won't be handed to you. I'm so sorry to burst your bubble. It's not going to be handled to you. Before you can earn people's trust and show them that you can be of value to the community and show them that there's something that you offer, people are not going to give you a welcome party if they don't know you. That's the unfortunate truth. It's just that. And scammers are able to see that and feed you this whole welcome party dream, welcome party life. You buy into that, and then they get your money, and then there's no money. Let's watch this.
This Nigerian man sold a company a whole airport.
Yeah, I know that one.
Bro, how can you get scammed bro, how can you scam somebody to buy a whole airport?
I feel like Africans have to be the smartest people in the world to pull that off.
Bro.
To sell an airport.
Bro.
But in Jamaica, they used to sell properties.
Oh yeah. Same in Ghana.
Yeah,
they'll sell you a land, and they sold the land to like 10 different people.
No, it's war if you find out who the actual land is.
And now like the government just take over the land, and that's it.
So you lose your money.
You lose your money. I know a few people that happened to them. I know people.
It's very unfortunate, but things like this do happen. So what's the solution to this? I don't want to come here and just say, oh, yeah, da, da, da. Like, what's the solution, Joanna? Like, you said all that. What's the solution? The solution that I would suggest would be lower expectations. That whole welcome party, it's not happening. I'm sorry to be the one to burst your bubble. I have no joy in doing that. But that welcome party is not happening. Be content. Be content in who you are. Be content in the people that you're going to meet, the community that you're going to build, the friendships that you're going to build. That is where your concentration or your time needs to be going. Instead of thinking people are just going to roll out a red carpet and welcome you like the prodigal son. It's not happening, unfortunately. The third one is that most people don't vet. They don't ask questions. They just go with the vibes. They go with the flow just because you've seen someone on YouTube. They're looking great. They're having a house. They've told you they've bought this land. They've told you they're building. They're living a great life. You know what? You just believing them. You've not asked for a contract. And if you have some people did have contracts, and then let's not get into that, but some people won't even ask for contracts. You won't ask locals. There's a process in Uganda when you're buying land where you have to go to the LC1, that is the local council one, sort of like a local leader in that area, and you have to ask the local leader, like, what do you know about this land? And then he tells you what you need to know, because he has a 411 on almost everyone in the village, right? So once you do that, once you get the 411, once you get the info from the LC1, you do a surprise visit, and then you just chat up the neighbors. Like, I be bringing gifts for my neighbors because I'm trying to get them on my side. I mingle with their daughter. She's such a lovely baby. I'm able to pick information from the wife. I'm able to pick information from the neighbors that are there. You're able to pick information from the people around, from the locals. You go in there like, oh yeah, what's happening? Oh, like, what do you guys be having here? Oh, that land, by the way, who's the actual owner? Who do you see go there? What are they doing when they get there? Oh, who did you see go there? What machines do they have? What car were they driving? Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you. No one is asking those questions. People are just going with the, I see you on TV, I see you on my phone, I'm able to just trust you. Don't. I love clients who don't give me a headache, because God forbid, I don't have time for that. But what am I getting at is that I like clients who ask the questions, like, don't just trust me. Ask for my license, my URBS is a Uganda Bureau registration service. Anyway, like people who can ask me like, is your business registered? Which it is. And I like such questions like, yes, my business is registered. This is where you can find out about us. There's like a whole website, the testimonials. I want us to be able to have an understanding that we're not just wasting our time and that we can trust each other. Like people are not asking enough questions. Can you please be nosy when it comes to your money? Be nosy. Ask and find out. And sometimes you can ask and find out and the information may not be enough. Send someone to ask and find out on your behalf. Ask and find out. I literally had a client just send me to some I think he was trying to buy a condominium in Mienga. He just sent me there. He said go there and see what they have. So I did. I went there, took pictures, took videos, talked to the ladies, talked to the builders, talked to the neighbors, and I gave him that information. That was just that. That's all he needed from me, and I delivered. Now, I don't think that's a service I offer, so please don't be having me out there running around. But I hear the client and I see if that's something they can do. But I like that he was that proactive. Like he wanted to do something. He didn't just say it's a cute condominium. There's a real estate company selling it, so I just need to trust them. No, he said, Janita, please go out and check out that place. What is it looking like? Someone can send you pictures of the nice looking places. You may be near slum. Are you safe? No. Ask questions. So let's watch this video of a young gentleman who was scammed.
Hello guys, so there's a new scam in town, especially for those of you living in the UK that used to post on TikTok, and you post on TikTok, people know you live in the UK and all that. There's a new scam in town. So apparently over 4 accounts have actually texted me about this particular scam. I'm going to be posting our chat conversation on the screen, so you just read it as you go. Almost all of them, they are always living in West London, Bradford, and they'll be like, what about you? They make it sound natural, especially for the first person that chatted me up. I thought it was a deal, business, you get me, because so many people chat me up like that. And the person was like, hey, hello, good evening. I replied, hello, fine, thank you, and all that. It was so natural until the person got to the part that he said, that she said rather, that there's a platform, blah, 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 investment, XYZ. Chai, you look me finish, you think I go fall for that kind of scam. Come on now. As you look me head to toe, you go through my account. I'm not even sure say this people, they go through account. You go look person like this, sharp looking young man like this. You think I will fall for that kind of scam? Investment XYZ, really? So, how I knew it was a very imperfect scam is that over 2 different accounts chatted me up today, this evening. And the 2 of them, exactly, they are using format script. They are using a script. So everything they are telling you is the same thing the next account is going to tell you. Like this one say, my name is Doris from West London, Bradford. Exactly the way she typed it is exactly the way the other person was typing it, because I replied 2 of them at the same time. So they were telling me the same things at the same time. It's just crazy. Come on, guys. So please, I'm just making this video because for those of you living in the UK. I know say people are not supposed to.
Yeah, so guys, scammers are everywhere. Like I've also seen the scammers actually organized. They have their own format, but let's just be careful and see the signs if you can, So yeah, guys, we've come to the end of this episode. Let me know if you enjoyed this one. If you didn't, also let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. But before I go, what's the bottom line? I do believe that you can build in Africa, but you need to build smart. Please remove your emotions to your financial decisions. Remove them. Try your best. Have someone else handle your money for you. Don't just be trusting random people on the internet. Ask. Reach out to me on Maaya Consultancy. Ask. But yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.